On the night of November 23, 1953, our story begins. That night, as the story goes, radar operators out of an air defense command in the Sioux saw an unidentified blip on the radar flying over the Sioux Locks. As mentioned before, the Sioux Locks were key infrastructure for the Great Lakes shipping industry and the steel industry, and it was illegal to fly over them due to this fact. Radar operators then informed the Kinross Air Force Base about what they saw, so they deployed Lieutenant Felix Moncla Jr. and Lieutenant Robert Wilson to the scene. Originally, according to American newspapers, Air Defense Command theorized that this unidentified blip was a Canadian plane that was off course, but they had to see about it nonetheless. Moncla was flying the jet and Wilson was the Scorpion's radar operator, and as they started catching up to the unidentified aircraft near the Sioux Locks, the UFO sped away, moving erratically through the sky, unlike any normal airplane. This would continue for a short while until Moncla finally caught up to the unidentified blip on the radar. Now take a second and think here. If the aircraft Moncla and Wilson were chasing was friendly, why would they not buzz ground control back to say that was nothing to worry about? Moncla and Wilson followed this thing for 9 minutes over Lake Superior before ground control radioed Moncla and Wilson and said, "Target should soon be visual, still bearing." Then it was said that Moncla's plane and the UFO it was chasing merged on the radar, so it looked like one blip on the radar instead of two. It was thought that Moncla was either flying over the target or under the target, but again, there was no communication from him. Both planes were thought to have been flying 500 miles per hour over Lake Superior. Ground control thought that eventually the blips would separate as Moncla would try to create a little distance from the aircraft, but after they merged into one on the radar, Moncla's IFF signal shut down. They were about 100 miles from the Sioux Locks and 70 miles from Keweenaw Point in this area of Lake Superior. The unidentified object that ground control was tracking stayed there for about a minute, then flew off the screen, and the F-89 Scorpion never appeared again on the radar.